Canada is facing a health emergency many of us thought was history. Not in 2025, not in our modern healthcare system. And definitely not from a virus we believed was nearly gone forever. But the reality is stark. Measles is back. It's stronger, it's faster, and it's spreading in a way we haven't seen in years. Today, we're going to cover everything you need to know, why this is happening, how measles spreads so incredibly fast, how to treat it, and most importantly, how to protect yourself and your family. This isn't just another news story. It's a wake-up call for everyone. First, let's be clear about what we're dealing with. Measles isn't just a simple childhood illness, it's one of the most contagious viruses known to humanity. To put that in perspective, if a person with measles walks into a room, coughs, and leaves, the virus can linger in the air and on surfaces for up to 2 hours. This means you could get infected without ever seeing the person who made you sick. That's why we're seeing this surge across Canada. One case quickly becomes dozens. Dozens turn into hundreds, and the sheer speed of transmission catches entire communities completely off guard. So, why is this happening right now? The roots of this outbreak can be traced back to the pandemic. For several years, routine healthcare was disrupted. Families delayed checkups, clinics faced staffing shortages and closures, and public health resources were stretched to their limits. During this time, many routine childhood vaccinations were missed. Compounding this problem, a wave of misinformation online began to sow doubt about vaccines in general, causing some people to hesitate. Measles, an opportunistic virus, found the perfect gap to exploit. Now it's moving rapidly through our communities and schools, shopping malls, airports, and at public gatherings. But here's the most important truth in all of this. Measles is preventable, controllable, and treatable if you act fast. And that's what this guide is all about. Let's start with the symptoms, because recognizing measles early is the first step to stopping a chain of infection. It usually begins like a common cold or flu, a high fever, a persistent cough, a runny nose, and red, watery eyes. These symptoms can last for a few days. But then, a telltale sign appears. Tiny white spots inside the mouth, known as Koplik spots. They look like grains of salt on a red background. Shortly after these spots appear, the classic measles rash emerges. It typically starts as flat red spots on the face, at the hairline, and then spreads down the rest of the body, eventually covering the arms, legs, and feet. If you see this combination of symptoms in yourself, your child, or anyone in your household, don't wait and see. It's crucial to seek medical care immediately. But please, call ahead to the clinic or hospital. This allows them to take precautions to prevent you from spreading the virus to others in the waiting room. Early detection doesn't just help you get the care you need. It's a vital public health measure that protects everyone around you. Now, let's talk about treatment. As of today, there is no specific antiviral drug that cures measles. Treatment focuses on managing the symptoms and preventing serious complications while your body's immune system fights off the virus. Doctors will typically recommend plenty of rest and fluids to prevent dehydration. Over-the-counter medications can be used to manage the fever and relieve aches and pains. But one of the most critical interventions, recommended by the World Health Organization, is vitamin A supplementation. Studies have shown that giving vitamin A to children with measles can significantly reduce the severity of the illness and lower the risk of complications and death. This is especially important in areas where vitamin A deficiency is common, but it's recommended for all severe cases. It's crucial to understand that for some people, measles is far from a mild illness. Infants, adults over 20, pregnant women, and anyone with a compromised immune system are at a much higher risk for severe complications. These can include painful ear infections that may lead to permanent hearing loss, severe diarrhea, and pneumonia, which is the most common cause of death from measles in young children. In rarer cases, about 1 in every 1,000, measles can cause encephalitis, swelling of the brain, which can lead to convulsions, deafness, or intellectual disability. Measles is not a joke. It demands attention and responsible action, not fear. Of course, the real power we have against this virus lies in prevention. This is where every single person can make a life-saving difference. The measles vaccine, which is part of the MMR measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine, is one of the most successful and effective public health tools ever created. It is incredibly safe and highly effective. Just 1 dose is about 93% effective at preventing measles. 2 doses boost that protection to about 97%. That's as close to a guarantee as you can get in medicine. This level of protection is what builds herd immunity or community immunity. When a high percentage of the population is vaccinated, it becomes very difficult for the virus to find susceptible people to infect, which helps protect those who cannot be vaccinated, like very young infants or people with certain medical conditions. If you're unsure about your vaccination status or your children's, now is the time to check. Find your immunization records. If you can't find them, don't worry. You can contact your family doctor or local public health unit. They can look up your records or advise you on the next steps. And yes, it's never too late to get vaccinated. If you're an adult who never received the vaccine or only got one dose, getting a catch-up shot is still highly effective. Another powerful form of prevention is simple awareness and responsible behavior. If you or your children feel sick, especially with a fever and a cough, stay home. Avoid public places. Don't send sick kids to school or daycare. Don't go to work if you can avoid it. Avoid visiting people in hospitals or long-term care facilities. These small, considerate actions can break entire chains of infection and protect the most vulnerable members of our society. But prevention goes beyond our personal health. It's about our collective responsibility. Canada is a country built on the idea of community, of supporting each other and taking care of one another. When you get vaccinated, you're not just protecting yourself. You're protecting your neighbors, your coworkers, your classmates, and even the strangers you pass on the street. Community immunity only works when enough of us participate. And right now, Canada needs that unity more than ever to push back against this surge. So, what can you do today to help control this outbreak? First, get informed from reliable sources. There's a lot of misinformation about measles and vaccines online. Turn to official public health websites, your doctor, and trusted scientific experts for information. Don't let fear or falsehoods guide your decisions. Second, as we've said, check your vaccination status. Make it a priority. Call your clinic, find those old records, and ensure your protection is up to date. Third, practice good outbreak hygiene. This means regular hand washing with soap and water, covering your mouth and nose when you cough or sneeze. Avoiding close contact with people who are sick, and keeping indoor spaces well ventilated by opening windows when possible. In high-risk settings, wearing a mask can also provide an extra layer of protection. Fourth, support others in your community. Share accurate, helpful information with your family and friends. Gently encourage other parents to check on their children's vaccinations. Sometimes, a single supportive conversation can be the catalyst that protects an entire household. This outbreak does not have to define our year. Canada has the resources, the medical knowledge, and the community strength to stop it in its tracks. What we need now is widespread awareness, concerted effort, and responsible action from every single one of us. So remember this, measles is fast, but prevention is faster. Measles is strong, but our community protection is stronger. And while this outbreak is a serious threat, the solution is straightforward: vaccination, awareness, early diagnosis, and collective action. If we act now together, we can control this surge, protect our communities, and ensure that a disease like measles does not threaten our future again. The emergency is real, but so is the solution, and it starts with you. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share this video to help spread awareness, and subscribe for more important health updates. Stay safe.